Hi viewers, welcome to the third video in the playlist, and in this video we will look at one of the routine processes that you might be doing as a property manager, which is sending either tenant invoices for rent, service charge to the landlord or the tenant, or an invoice for deposits and such on behalf of a landlord or for yourself as a property manager or a property company that does rent collection. I know this is at the heart of every property manager. So what we've done is that we have a shortcut button that you can use to access all the rent invoices or sales invoices. There might be sales invoices where you're sending, maybe you're selling out an apartment unit to somebody, or a piece of land or such like things, which is also related to real estate. What you do is that you just navigate into the sales invoice list for the customer. You have and you can be able to access all of them. But now to add a manual one that is not automated, you go into the list of customers. For example, if it's your tenant list, you just select your tenant list. You select the tenant that you want to add an invoice for, which might be the manual invoice, might be a deposit invoice, might be the first rent invoice that you're creating for the tenant, might be an invoice for property sale. So you select the person you want to send the invoice to. Just after the overview and the stats, you have a document, you have a place called connections. If you if you expand that drop down, you'll be able to see a place called orders, and you can access or navigate to sales invoice. If you click on this plus button, it will automatically fill in the details of that tenant or that client, and then you can move into selecting what invoice you want to create for them. That's one of the options, or you can create it from there. So if you click on that, it automatically selects everything, confirm that all the details have picked correctly or they're in line with what you'd like. In terms of accounting dimensions, if you are creating this on behalf of the landlord, make sure you select the landlord that you are invoicing on behalf. For example, if this is international property managers and I'm creating an invoice on behalf on landlord of landlord 3, I will just select that landlord, who is the landlord that I'm creating the invoice for. And then in terms of the items, I will select the item I want to create an invoice for. For example, it's monthly rent for the current month, so it will be for unit, maybe for the tenant who is occupying the current unit 001 rent. That is for international property manager. You select that, it will automatically fill in all the rates and everything, and the terms and conditions, you can fill in that as well. You can select them manually as well, and that will be selected automatically, will be pre-filled. And once you do that, you can click on save, and you've created your first manual sales invoice. You can print this just to view how it looks while still in draft, and if you're okay with it, you can click on submit. So that's how you create a manual sales invoice, and this will mainly be done for mainly deposits, maybe penalties, lease signing fees, anything that the system has not automatically been set to automatically pick. Maybe the first month that a tenant has come in, you'll create a manual sales invoice for them. Then anything that happens afterwards will be automatically created by the system, because you have set up the lease, or you have set up the lease agreement in the system. Maybe for the system to automatically generate service charge quarterly, to automatically generate rent on a monthly basis, maybe biannually, depending on how you are structured in your lease agreements or your contract agreement to the tenants. So that's how to add a manual sales invoice. So the second part is that we can show you how to approve sales invoices. You have a button in your shortcuts that shows you a list of all draft invoices to approve. Click on that, and it will show you a list of all the invoices that are available to be approved. If you're happy with them, and mostly this will be automatically generated by the system, you can select all and use this actions button to submit, and it will automatically submit all of them at once, and those will be ready for they'll be ready for use by the tenants. So once we submit that, we don't have anything that is outstanding. We can clear all the filter buttons so that we can see them, and we can see that the one that has been just submitted is this one, the one that is indicated now. If we select it, we can print it and select it, send it to the tenant, or we can email it, or we can send it as an SMS to the person who is being invoiced, which you can access here using these buttons. So that's how to create a manual sales invoice, how to approve sales invoices that have been automatically generated by the system. Thank you, and see you on the next video where we are going to be talking about purchase invoices.